Good morning, everyone. I'm Michigan Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist, and I'm very proud to be here for this conversation about tremendous opportunities and the investments and partnerships that we're developing when it comes to talent here in the state of Michigan. And I really want to thank everyone for joining us, and I also want to thank so many of the amazing folks that we'll be hearing from today, people who are working hard to ensure that the talent pipeline in the state of Michigan for all of the components of the value chain of electrified vehicles, that Michigan will be a leader and that Michigan will be an innovator in making sure that we have the types of professionals who are going to make sure that that industry is grounded, is led within, and the future is defined by professionals here in the state of Michigan. I want to start by thanking from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, Kerry Ebersole Singh, our Chief Talent Solutions and Engagement Officer at MEDC. And I also want to thank a number of our other partners who are here. We have folks representing higher education on this call with us today, the President of Michigan Tech University, Richard Kubek. We have the Dean of the Michigan State University College of Engineering, Leo Kempel. We have from my alma mater, the University of Michigan, the Associate Dean for Research in the College of Engineering, Eric Mickelson. I'm an engineering alum, go blue. And then from the private sector, we've had so many amazing companies make key strategic and large-scale investments in the state of Michigan, really betting the future of their company on the talent that we have here and that we will develop here. So I want to acknowledge LG Energy Solution, Michigan Incorporated's Director Denise Gray, as well as my friend from Our Next Energy, Dr. Ahmed, the VP of Sustainability. We are excited. And when I say we, I mean Governor Gretchen Whitmer, myself, and the entirety of the state of Michigan, to unveil what we're calling the Electric Vehicle Scholars Initiative, the largest campaign ever that we've had in Michigan to recruit the talent and fill the jobs in Michigan's electric vehicle sector. Governor Whitmer and I are ensured to we're dedicated to continuing the progress to make sure that Michigan leads the future of mobility and electrification like we have for the last 100 plus years, and doing so in a way that enables us to continue to lower costs and create opportunity for Michigan families, create jobs, and spur economic development, diversity, and opportunity all across the state of Michigan. Michigan is home to the 5th largest advanced manufacturing workforce in the country. We have the most engineers per capita in the country as well. Our research and development capacity in our state is second to none. Last year, we attracted more than $14 billion of electric vehicle and battery investments, and we've announced more than 35,000 new jobs in the automotive sector since taking office. But Michigan also has at least 3,000 job openings today in the electrification and mobility sector. These are for skilled emerging workers, skilled workers, and we have thousands of more that are going to come online in the decades ahead. And filling these jobs will be critical to not only our state's success, but the future of mobility and how we develop, design, manufacture, and deploy that technology domestically. And so that's where the MEDC's Talent Action Team really comes in. The Michigan EV Scholars Initiative is going to offer scholarships of up to $10,000 to 350 top tech students at participating universities if they commit to signing a 12-month post-graduation letter of employment with one of our private sector partners. That's going to give them the opportunity to work at places like Bosch, Ford, General Motors, LG Energy Solution, Our Next Energy, and more. And now this is a big deal. Look, I said that I'm a Michigan engineering alum. I was a double engineering major in computer engineering and computer science. And I know how much of a big deal this is. I went to that college on scholarship. And so this will make a difference. This will open doors. And even more importantly than opening the doors, it will open the eyes of students to the open doors that are available to them right here in Michigan. The kinds of students that come here to better themselves, to expand their minds and imaginations, to deepen their expertise in research. And we need to provide the kinds of incentives and magnets to get them to stay here, to have their first job here, to file their first patent here, to deliver their first innovation right here in the state of Michigan. And that's what this program is going to do. And that's why I'm so excited to be unveiling this to the world today, because I can't wait to see what the young people, what these students, and what these companies do when partnered with this talent. The innovations that they will bring into the world will change it for the better. And I'm so excited to be supporting and working with MEDC and all of our partners to get this done. And so with that, I want to pass this now over to Kerry Ebersole Singh from MEDC to tell you a little bit more about the program.
Thank you, sir, and really appreciate that introduction and helping launch this amazing initiative that is our take in a comprehensive approach at talent attraction and retention and supporting industry to continue to lead the global auto industry for the years and decades to come. So the EV and Mobility campaign is one phase of an overall $34 million talent attraction and retention strategy that we are embarking upon. We want to help in-state businesses that are struggling to fill in-demand and high-growth jobs at the goal of growing workforce population over the long term. As the Lieutenant Governor mentioned, we know from focus groups that this initiative with the EV Scholars is opening eyes, and students are attracted at the opportunity of staying in Michigan as opposed to leaving and seeking a job elsewhere. While the campaign will start heavily focused on in-state retention, we will also start evaluating and piloting initiatives out of state to attract leading talent to our amazing Great Lakes state. Starting today, we're asking Michiganders and those non-Michiganders that may be seeing this on social media to join come to Michigan's Talent Action Team to see where you can match with an EV position. Our objective is to fill these related jobs and also train thousands of workers in the first year by delivering professional development programs where people improve their skills and competencies that align with in-demand roles. The 15 Michigan employers that have been a part of our core employers at the Michigan Talent Action Team are also engaging with the Michigan Works system across the state. And we are joined today with some of our partner universities, which I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed working with them over the last year where I've been here at MEDC. But I think it's a testament that we are integrating and empowering each other to grow this ecosystem here in the state of Michigan. And as the Lieutenant Governor mentioned, we have a number of employers that have been named as our core employers. Again, Borg Warner, Bosch, Dana, Denso, Ford, Gentex, General Motors, LG Energy Solution, Magna, Mahle, Nextier, Our Next Energy, Shape, Toyota, and ZF. Which I want to highlight that 8 of those companies, 8 of those 15, are electing to participate in the EV Scholars Program. This is going to be focused, push on $10,000 scholarships for 350 top tech students at the participating universities. They need to sign a letter of employment with one of the approved companies and commit to staying on the job at that company for at least 12 months in our Great Lakes state. These new hires will help fill the participating Michigan employers' annual demand for up to 600 electrical engineers and software developers. Those companies that I mentioned, the 8 that are participating, Bosch, Denso, Ford, LG, Mahle, Our Next Energy, Shape Corporation, and ZF. The rest of the companies are focused on promoting opportunities with their firms to non-student prospective job seekers who are currently working or interested in the EV-related careers. The transition to EV represents an enormous opportunity. I know some have compared this transition that we are facing from horse and buggy days to the gas automobile, but this is really a profound moment for Michigan to continue to learn not only innovating, but manufacturing the best and brightest talent as well as products across the globe. The Talent Action team will also provide networking opportunities. This isn't just a scholarship, okay? This is a curated process that we are creating between employers and students at the universities. So it's really important that students can test the waters and the culture at participating companies, but also the companies can ensure that they are getting talent that is going to be ready on day one for the job under their roof. So now it is my pleasure, because it's, the people joining me on this press conference are some of my favorite people, and I am just so excited for our next speaker, because not only is she dynamic, not only are they leading the way in some incredibly innovative processes and products. Our friend and the Vice President of Strategy, Policy, and Sustainability, Dr. Deanna Ahmed.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kerry, for having us today. Our Next Energy, or One, is an energy storage manufacturer headquartered here in Novi, Michigan. We're really grateful to be growing our footing in Michigan. The company was actually founded in Silicon Valley, but brought back to Michigan because of the talent and because of the root expertise that is found here in the state. One is working to grow our corporate headquarters here, our product development work. We're working to really change the energy storage landscape and bring technologies that can help electrify all vehicles, bring grid storage to the market. With our product development facility here in Novi, Michigan, we've grown over to 170 employees in the past year. This Talent Action team and the work that they're doing is going to be incredibly supportive of us continuing to grow that workforce. We also are bringing, and last October announced a $1.6 billion investment in our first gigafactory called One Circle. That is going to be a facility located in Van Buren Township. We're going to bring over 2,100 jobs to the state, bringing that gigafactory online and to scale. And the work that Michigan is doing to really amplify workforce development opportunities across the state to bring more students into the energy transition and support the growth of this industry here in Michigan is really valuable. Thank you guys so much for having us.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed, and always a pleasure seeing you. Our next speaker is also, not only is she dynamic, not only does she hail from Cass Tech in Detroit, now at LGES, but she's a connector. She touts the amazing work that is happening in Michigan to some of our federal partners, and we're just so fortunate that she is here with us today. As many of you have covered and know, LGES announced last March that it is investing in $1.7 billion and creating 1,200 jobs at its current Holland location in West Michigan. LGES's expansion will quintuple the plant's capacity to help produce battery components into the future as Michigan's electric vehicle industry grows. Denise, take it away.
Thank you so much, Kerry. It's so nice to be here. As you mentioned, LG Energy Solution has been and continue to be committed to the green business, promoting sustainability, electrification, and innovation. Our company is in 100% support of electric vehicles that are safe, fun to drive, and environmentally friendly. We do this through the research and development of battery cells, modules, battery packs, battery management systems, which includes software and electronics, as we work with our various battery and vehicle companies. We've been dedicated to this research, development, and manufacturing for over 3 decades, of which two of those decades have been here in the United States. Building upon our experience as we go through these various programs, we are committed to not just building battery cells, modules, and packs at LG Energy Solution, but helping to develop the ecosystem, the supply chain, because we know how important it is not to just provide the battery cells, but all the way from the beginning, the raw materials, the processed materials, into materials that we can then build into battery cells, all the way through recycling and then taking that material and putting it back at the very beginning of processing materials. So we are committed to the entire ecosystem. This is being done possible because of all of our partnership here in Michigan with the various vehicle manufacturing companies, but also we are committed to push the energy storage system from a grid perspective. So we're in batteries no matter what it might be. This year, we are pushing to increase that revenue that we've been able to build up over this year. And we're doing that through the rich talent pool here in Michigan. Being a Michigander myself, going through high school and college here, I recognize the importance of supporting the talent pool that is right here in Michigan. At the same time, we recognize it's important to support the families that we have. In Western Michigan, we have our Holland facility where we announced this year that 100% of the company will pay all of the medical, dental, and vision coverage for all of our employees. That means no contribution by anyone for their medical coverage. It again is the commitment that we have to the technology as well as the people that are making our product. LG Energy Solution is paving the way for sustainability when it comes to our technology. And that's why joining the MEDC's Talent Action Team was an enthusiastic choice by our company. Thank you so much, Kerry.
Thank you, Denise. And just really appreciate and want to tout to everyone joining us today that, yes, we innovate here in our great state and we make things. The Michigander EV Scholars Campaign is intended to build a network of university students interested in the EV and mobility career. Okay, this is not our father's or grandfather's auto industry anymore. The up to $10,000 scholarship will be provided to partner universities, which will credit it toward the student's tuition. If the student's tuition is already paid in full, there will be a check then to rebate to the student for those tuition costs. It goes without saying that the success of the Michigander EV Scholars is fully dependent on having higher education institutions with strong engineering programs that are willing to partner with us. And I know with our lineup today, you may be thinking we're going to be talking about the hockey season, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about how our amazing universities are plugging into the Talent Action Team as well as collaborating on this effort. And I want to first start off with the University of Michigan Associate Dean for Research for the College of Engineering, Eric Mikkelsen. Eric?
Thank you, Kerry. You can hear me? Yes? Okay. So thank you, Kerry, for the opportunity to say a few words here and for inviting the University of Michigan to participate in this very, very unique program. As the Lieutenant Governor already said, we face high stakes here in the state of Michigan when it comes to this EV transition. And we're all in agreement here that collaborative initiatives like the Michigander EV Scholars Program are absolutely critical to the state to maintain its leadership position in the automotive sector. So here at the University of Michigan, we're thrilled to partner on this transformative initiative with MEDC, with industry, and with universities around the state, some of which, of course, are present on this call. It goes without saying, right, that training this next generation of talent that fuels the Michigan economy, specifically as it relates to electric vehicles, is central to the mission of the University of Michigan. Workforce development, for example, is a key pillar of the Michigan Electric Vehicle Center at the University of Michigan, which is supported by the state through a $130 million investment. We're not under contract yet, and the details are in the final stages of being negotiated with the state. But we very much hope to be able to share more about the center very soon. But that said, what I can already tell you is that the activities of the center will very, very much complement those funded through the Michigander EV Scholars Program, especially around workforce development. There are many other examples besides the EV Center that I believe demonstrate our commitment to developing the EV town pipeline. One that I thought I quickly highlight today, because I'm personally very excited about it, is Tech Lab at MCity. So MCity, as many of you will know, is the University of Michigan test track for autonomous and connected vehicles. Now, Tech Lab at MCity is a company in residence program that gives undergraduate students the opportunity to collaborate with mobility tech firms in their early stages, of course, through that initiative, contributing to workforce development. There are other examples. Another one, for example, that I quickly mention here is our Center for Connected and Automated Transportation, or CCAT. CCAT recently has secured a $15 million renewal from the U.S. Department of Transportation. This is for a 5-year project that, again, prioritizes workforce development. And then last but not least, we just created a new $11 million Energy Frontier Research Center. This is funded through the U.S. Department of Energy. And that center focuses on research and workforce development for next generation solid state batteries. So yeah, clearly the Michigander EV Scholars Program is a great complement to all of these ongoing activities, all of these initiatives, mainly because it allows us to scale these projects, these programs beyond our own campus, to the benefit of our students and to the benefit of the state, of course. I won't have time here to go into all the planned activities for the center, but I will refer you to the website that is go.um.city/EV Mobility Scholars. That's also where students who are interested in participating in the program can directly apply. So in closing, and on behalf of everyone here at the University of Michigan, I'd like to thank you and credit the Whitmer administration for being very proactive in positioning the state as a leader in the EV industry. And I also want to thank the Michigan legislature for its very strong and bipartisan support for the university's programs. They allow us to contribute to the economic success of the state and the growth of the EV industry. So as you know, here at Michigan, we always strive to be leaders and best, right? And we look forward to working with all of you on the Michigander EV Scholars Program in shaping EV careers. So thank you very much, and go blue.
Thank you, Eric, and well said. It does take a big team, whether you say go blue or go green in this state. I bleed green for one. But it is an amazing time for our state as we really mobilize for a comprehensive approach on this industry. And again, I want to go back to we innovate and we make. And it's really a profound place to be when you think about what this industry has meant to the globe. I do want to mention a couple of things. The Talent Action Team, of course, will monitor the volume of submissions to the Michigander EV Scholars Program. There's, it's a limited pilot this year at 350 for this scholarship pool. We want to make sure that as we're recruiting students and working with our university partners here, that the money and the tuition scholarships are distributed over the course of both spring, summer, and fall is during our focus recruitment phases for the students, and also working to align with employers' timelines. The process for applying for the Michigan's EV and Mobility Scholarship will vary on campus. So this is why the websites our deans are sharing with you today are really important. But the expectation for the 23 and 2024 cohort is as follows. You need to be interested in a career in electrical engineer or software developer. Have a declared or intent to declare a relevant major. Be excited Can we be excited? I'm excited. Be excited to learn more about the EV mobility sectors, commit to participating in available career events with employers or as stipulated by their school's program administrator. And then last, eligibility for the spring 2023 and fall 2023 scholarships. Receive and accept a job offer between March 1st, 2023. That's today, folks. Through December 31st, 2023 as an electrical engineer or software developer. With that, I got to tell you, this is one, again, all these folks on this press conference today, I really thoroughly enjoy, and I've been so grateful to get to know the Dean of Engineering at my alma mater, Dean Leo Kempel. Dean?
Good morning. Thanks, Kerry, and thank you to MEDC for inviting me to speak with everybody today. The United States is at the cusp of another automotive revolution. Once again, the state of Michigan and Michigan State University will be at its epicenter. MSU is proud to be a place where we are preparing the world's next generation of thinkers and doers, leaders who will help our state maintain and further its mobility prowess. MSU has a strong historical legacy of achievement in the EV and mobility space. In 2017, we constructed the largest solar carport array in North America, covering 5,000 parking spaces. Michigan State University is also dedicated to furthering its investment in a greener future. We've announced a commitment to convert nearly 370 internal combustion engine vehicles in MSU's fleet to fully electric vehicles over the next decade. As electrical vehicles and chargers become more mainstream, MSU will continue reevaluating the total cost of ownership and convert additional university vehicles up to the 1,100 that MSU currently owns. The commitment also moves MSU closer to our strategic plan goal of achieving climate neutrality by 2050 and reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 50% from our 2010 baseline. Our strategic plan challenges us to take action to create a better tomorrow for our university and for those we serve. The transition to more electric vehicles in our fleet is one of the many steps we're taking to achieve our goals while decreasing our carbon footprint for a brighter and greener future for Michigan State. Our partnership with the Michigan Talent Action Team on the Michigander EV Scholars Program signals to the entire Spartan Nation and beyond that the time for EVs has arrived. You can learn more at the website that's shown on the screen right now. Thank you so much, Kerry.
Thank you, Dean Kempel. And yes, go green.
Go white.
It's important. Yes, and for those out there, if you can't find the dean in his office, he could be at Munn Ice Arena. That's my hot tip for you today. All right. It's important to know that MEDC's new EV campaign will help support the president's goal for electric vehicles to make up half of all new vehicle sales by 2030. Sales of electric vehicles have skyrocketed in the last 2 years and are expected to continue to rise under the $1 trillion infrastructure law signed last year. Already, U of M, Michigan State University, Michigan Tech University are starting to recruit students to the Michigander EV Scholars Program. They are introducing multiple education awareness efforts tailored to each university's respective student bodies, including on-campus events. So without further ado, let's hear from Michigan Tech University Dean of the College of Computing, Dean Levesey.
Thank you, Kerry, for that warm introduction. Michigan Tech has always been a strong supporter of the Michigan-based automobile industry, and we are eager to partner with MEDC's Talent Action Team to help Michigan stay at the forefront of the EV industry. Through the development of cutting-edge technologies and our strong academic programs, we are helping support a new generation of EV leaders that are going to usher in a new wave of safer, cleaner, and more accessible ways of moving people and freight. In addition to the EV Scholars, there are several other efforts on campus that are directly addressing the two critical supply chain needs going forward. I'll just highlight a couple of them for sake of time. Those two issues are batteries and software. On the battery front, MTU just recently received over $8 million of federal research grants to develop and extend the technologies needed for recycling and reuse of EV batteries. This faculty-initiated research will help ensure that we have a steady and sustainable supply of batteries going forward. Moreover, we have undertaken the not insignificant reorganization of the university that has resulted in Michigan's first and only College of Computing. We did this in order to make sure that the state has access to the critical talent needed in the areas of software development, computer science, cybersecurity, AI, ML, and all related disciplines that are so desperately needed by the EV industry, as we've already heard today, and frankly needed by every company located in the state. So what that means is that the College of Computing really reflects and is a result of our commitment to being a leader in the fourth industrial revolution. We also want to make sure that no one gets left behind. So we are eager to work with the Talent Action Team to develop and deliver professional training programs, both upskilling and reskilling, that will help our most precious resource, our people, continue to have opportunities to thrive. You can learn more about our role in the EV Scholars at mtu.edu/EV-Scholars. Thank you, Kerry, and go Huskies.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you. And just I know we're here at the closing remarks and want to get to a few questions with you all. I think, we focused a lot of the conversation here today on the EV Scholars, the Michigander Scholarship Program, and some of the marketing effort that is contained in that $34 million. But I also want to touch on some strategic investments that we're also making with additional higher ed partners at Ferris State University, Schoolcraft College, and Macomb Community College. Again, the theme here is about right sizing the pipeline of talent. We want to make sure that we are supporting our higher ed partners to be prepared to embrace not only the increased numbers the industry needs and as it relates to talent pools for the jobs, but also to lead on cutting edge technologies. So wanted to make sure we spent a little bit of time talking about those strategic investments as well. This, let's see, I got to skip down here now. To further support the industry's employers, the Talent Action Team is also partnering during this first year pilot phase with the Michigan Works system. They have been phenomenal. We have focused beginning with West Michigan Works in 2023, and we'll be expanding to other regions beyond that. Why are we starting in West Michigan? Working hand in glove with the employers on our Talent Action Team and looking at their labor forecast, we recognize the recruiting for production workers as well as those first line supervisors. There's a broader need in West Michigan as well as the capital area region. The Talent Action Team will help the MWAs enhance their talent pipelines and recruitment services for production and supervisors' role and, partnering with them to broaden the outreach. During the selection process, the Talent Action Team will match prospective students with interested non-student job seekers looking for new careers in EV and mobility with the best resources for their respective career goals. This includes applying directly for a job opportunity at one of our employer partners. The short-term training program to get the certifications and skills needed for employment. Enrolling in the EV mobility-related courses at a local college or university, and connecting with current employers and leaders in the field. While Michigan has had success in increasing the number of graduates in EV-related fields, the state's goal is to rapidly accelerate skilling in computer science and engineering to meet the growing industry demand. Now, finally, I just want to reference, we're touting this today as the largest of its kind in terms of our campaign for this industry. And I want to note that we have identified the leading states in EV manufacturing and found Michigan, Georgia, and Kentucky were leaders, followed by Kansas, North Carolina, Ohio, and Tennessee. However, research also shows Ohio's Accelerate Ohio campaign is not specific to EV, but all mobility, and is focused on business attraction rather than talent. Find Your Ohio is a broader focus on job functions and skills. Georgia has recognized that efforts to develop and recruit talent are critical for EV manufacturing, but they do not appear to have a specific talent attraction campaign in process. Kentucky allocates $10 million per year for its talent attraction media campaign, although unlike Michigan, the Bluegrass States campaign isn't directly solely focused on EV mobility jobs. The remaining states don't appear to have talent campaigns specific to EV and mobility manufacturing either. With our legacy of automobile and automotive innovation, we know that this forward-thinking approach toward investment on attraction, retention, and talent development, Michigan is on track to continue to lead the globe on 2030 and beyond. So with that, I want to thank everyone for joining us today, and very open to take a few questions. I know we ran a little bit long, but I really appreciate all the content that we delivered, and happy to address any questions.
That'd be great. Hey, Kerry, if we can just ask the reporters to put their question in the chat room, and we can call on you and unmute your microphone. And that way you can ask the speaker your question directly. And Kerry, our first question is from Paula Gardner with Bridge Magazine, Bridge, Michigan, sorry. Paula, do you want to get unmuted and pose your question to Kerry and the others?
Sure, hi, and thank you. I'm just wondering what your forecasts are for EV hiring needs, broken down by the professional jobs versus bachelor degree, sub-bachelor degree, either numbers or percentages, and how many of those jobs will meet or exceed the state's median income?
Yes. So I will just focus the content on a couple of things. One, in terms of my response, Paula, and we can get you a broader industry view, if you will, but this effort have been focused really working hand in glove with those 15 employers we've talked about today in their labor forecasts, as well as some outside-in analysis on hiring needs for this year. So we're looking at, as the Lieutenant Governor mentioned earlier, is over 3,000 positions. A portion of those can be upskilled and reskilled within the current ranks at those employers. But we are looking at the target of 2,500 total, where we will either train and or place with core employers that we are working with. Of that 2,500 number, that is 350 of the professional bachelor's degrees needed, the software developer and electrical engineer, where the rest are focused on the other two professions, the assembly positions or technician positions, and then first line supervisors, where there's other training at the community college level, as well as certificates that can be obtained for that. So a bulk of the hiring is in those production roles. I would say we mentioned press release that if you look at the median income collectively of those four positions, you're looking at approximately $75,000. But happy to dig into numbers, because I want to make sure, especially when we're talking about data, that we're getting you exactly what you need there.
Any more questions? Everybody should know we'll be sending a press release out that includes all the information that you've heard here today immediately after the press conference. And moving forward, if you are working on any stories involving EV and mobility, please don't hesitate to reach out, because we'll be happy to put Kerry on camera or in front of a microphone whenever you need. We want to keep her busy in 2023. If there are no other questions, feel free to reach out to me if you need anything. After the press conference, we'll also have a link to this press conference that we can send to you as a recording if you need it. And with that, I think we are done. Thanks, everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Be well.